So thank you so much for our audience for staying, and for the technical difficulties. So the world of online, these things happen. So thank you so much um for joining us today. So coming back to what we're talking about.
Yes,
Let's see if we can hear from Angie at the moment.
great.
Hello, Miss. Can you hear me now?
Yes, so much clearer. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to ask, how will putting a makeup gives you a strong virtual presence, especially for an online job interview?
So I think it goes back to the whole idea of being confident, right? I think most women, when they put on a lipstick color or when they have a little pop of color on their face, they look more awake. That's number one. But the second thing is that once you put it on, your inner confidence will come through. So even in just that sense, being ready for an interview, you'll already have your 10 steps ahead, right? So that's something that's really important. And I don't mean you don't have to do like a full face of makeup. It can be a few little things that can improve, that can make you feel more confident. So for some women, they just want to conceal their dark circles. Some women have to wear lipstick. So just doing these things can actually elevate you as in your confidence levels.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank
Another
you.
question.
Sure.
Do you think it can increase the percentage of gaining the employer's trust as well?
Definitely. I think when someone is very well put together, you already have a perception of them as if they care about themselves, if they care about how they present themselves, they will also show that sort of passion for your company, right? If someone is putting so much effort into taking care of themselves, they're going to take care of your company. It's also just a psychological thing that happens quite a bit, right? It might be a little bit more difficult for us women because men just kind of get out of bed and shower, look fresh, wear a suit, and they're good to go. For women, we kind of have to do all those things plus a little bit more, and put in that extra effort. But when you do, you can actually see the respect from either your boss or if you have a meeting, that kind of respect that you get from clients it really does show through. I've seen it firsthand.
Thank you so much, Miss, for the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Angie, for that question. I hope you can use that to empower yourself even more when you go to your workplace or when you lead other people. So, we'll have another question from Chris Dell.
Okay.
Hello. Hello, Natasha.
Hi, Christelle.
Yes, hello, Christelle. Good morning. Um, I am a graduate student right now in the doctoral level, and I just want to ask up to what extent I can um put makeup during our online class.
Would explain a little further. What do you mean to what extent? Are you someone that likes
Um,
to wear makeup or not really?
With the live face, I mean, with face to face, I can use like a full makeup, especially in the workplace. But
Yeah.
during the virtual meetings or classes, I notice my classmates being simple and they're just like wearing their house dress like that.
Yeah.
So, with this kind of seminar with you, I just want to ask if I will go with the flow or I will try to be different.
I say, I always say to be yourself, but obviously you want to come across as the best version of yourself. So if you're a person that likes wearing makeup or, if you feel more confident in it, if you think that you're going to do better, and I genuinely think that that could happen because imagine you're on a conference call or you're on a video call with several people and you're the one that's put together, you're also going to inspire them to want to put the effort and look as good as you do. So I would say go for it because it shows your dedication to your work, even though it's video, even though it's Zoom, right? We're in a world where things are so happening so fast for us and we don't know what's exactly going on. And we're getting used to this whole Zoom situation. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you should slack off and not do the 100% that you would do in a day to day normal world. right? So I would say do it. Go for it. Don't go overboard. No smoky eyes, no red lips. Just subtle to show, the best version that you could possibly be for the call.
I agree, Natasha. Thank you for
Thank
inspiring me
you.
today.
Oh,
I will
thank you.
apply what you teach me now.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm happy that our session was able to inspire somebody, and thank you, Natasha, for that wonderful tip. So, for our audience, you can type in if you have any more questions, and we'll, of course, ask Natasha, and we'll have your questions answered. So, thank you all for joining us today again. Let's proceed with some of our questions again from our audience. Someone submitted a question from Megan. She said, if I only have 1 minute to put some makeup on before a Zoom meeting, what should I focus on?
That's a really good question, Megan. So I always do this. You'll be surprised. I always have my pajama pants in the bottom and then a nice blazer top on top. But the one thing I do is I conceal my dark circles. So I use a concealer, and that takes me about 10 seconds. Quickly put on my concealer. Take a little lipstick, apply that on because that'll give you that pop of color, and then just dab some on my cheeks so I just look awake. And if I did have a bit more time, then I'd add some mascara. But realistically, if you're home, a lot of people don't like putting on mascara at home because then you have to wash it off and it's a whole nother pain. So for a Zoom call, I would just advise concealer, lipstick, and just add it on your cheeks as well as a little blush. That's like the best thing to do. The fastest way to get yourself ready.
Cool. That sounds great. Yeah, and you've mentioned like some of the basics of concealer, blush, and lipstick. So, moving on to that, when we arrange our makeup as well, as a woman executive like yourself, what's your must-have in your purse to look always prim and professional?
I think I always have my molten matte lipstick because this doesn't come off. And I literally, my days go for so long. It depends. If I'm out, then I'm out the whole day, back to back meetings. And I need to make sure that my lipstick doesn't come off at all. Right. And with the masks right now, when we're going out and about, we need something that doesn't smudge off. So that's something I always have with me, even though I never use it to reapply because it's always on the whole day. So it's a great
Mm-hmm.
product to have. I always carry a little bit of a compact powder just to make sure I'm not oily and I look fresh throughout the day. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of the good thing about our products is that it's super long lasting. So I don't necessarily carry everything out with me. And if I do carry the molten matte, then it's not like I ever need it for a touch up because it's on the whole day. Even the mascara, it's so long lasting that by the end of the night, you still have like beautiful fluffy lashes.
So cool. Yeah, that's a good tip. Like have like long lasting one
Long
so that
lasting,
we
yeah.
don't have to always carry it around, especially when we're on the go. And yeah, so
It's true.
another
And
question.
also,
Mhm.
yeah,
Go
sorry.
go
Also,
ahead.
I'm just going to add to that. Also, as a businesswoman, basically don't have time for touch ups. And if you're meeting, these high powered finance men and you put on your lipstick, it kind of makes you feel a little bit like, oh, I don't want to be so, girly and but when your makeup is on the whole time, you don't have that confidence issue of, oh my god, do I have lipstick on my teeth? Oh, do I have lips? You want to you'll have this powerful confident look just by having something long lasting. So that's why I actually created these products. Sorry, next question.
Yeah, we have one question from Shanti. She asked, is there any particular lip shade or lip color for any important meeting?
Wow. So our lip shades, mine in particular, are all named after affirmations. So they're supposed to give you this idea of when you put the lip color on, you feel that. We have winner, we have game changer, we have CEO, we have hustler, we have ambition, boss. So what I've noticed is a lot of women who are, crazy in the work field, they put on their lipstick in the morning and they always look at the shades and they say, what do I want to feel today? That's what I want to wear. So for me, it's
Mm-hmm.
always bulletproof. It's always winner. It's always hustler. And some of the times I just add a little bit of self-made. So I add this like, So I feel that throughout the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure, we can check those out. And how about in Zoom meetings? Like, do you have any advice on where to position the camera or where
Yes.
do we put the light so it looks flattering?
Yes. So actually, Zoom meetings are so important to get right because I mean, I've just realized this over this year, right? When we've had to be put in this situation, lighting is so important. Positioning of your phone is so important. I actually had training from a coach on how to get the perfect zoom angles, and she's amazing. She's created her own lights, and she's doing something that's very very confidential and incredible, and cater to the Zoom market because what you ideally need is not to have that spotlight coming down, and a lot of the times in office buildings we have lights shining down, and that just creates dark circles, shadows. It makes people look tired, and when you look at yourself on camera and you don't like necessarily how you look, you're not going to be very happy with your presentation. Is not going to be good. Your confidence levels are not going to be as high. So having light where, like right now, my phone is right in front of me and the light is facing me, that is your best possible option of creating getting your look right for Zoom.
Right. So that's a good tip. Like always put the lighting in front of
Lighting
you.
in
I think
front.
they also do that like in photography sessions. So
Yes.
that's a good tip. So we have another
Yeah.
question from Sherry. Hi Sherry. Thank you so much for watching. Her question is, what is the best makeup product for a 50 plus lady?
There's no particular products. I guess it's the style of makeup. I think the more the older we get, we don't want to look dry. We don't want our skin to look older, right? That's just a fact of it. Everyone wants to maintain their youthful glow. So the best way to do that is really to keep your skin hydrated, to have your look as minimalistic. I believe less is more, anyways. So I don't, a red lip can look really beautiful, but it can also age you. You don't want to do too much that may highlight imperfections or wrinkles or make your skin look a little bit drier. So always hydrating your skin, always concealing your dark circles, maybe keeping it fresh with a nice natural lip color. And then if you want to go out and, go all dramatic, then of course do your red. But make sure you keep your under eyes very, very hydrated. That's very important.
Hmm. Um, is there any like hydrating products, like serum or dewy primer, or what's your
There's
advice
a
on
lot.
that? So,
There's a lot of products that I use. I actually take a lot of collagen powder as well because internally, well, you want your skin to look good. You need your everything internally to be good, right? So obviously, healthy drinking water, keeping your skin clean from the inside, and nourishing yourself is obviously going to make your skin look good on the outside. So those the first step. I have a health coach who's amazing, who also guided me through all these steps. In terms of even with the collagen powder, that's something that I started to add into my routine now. And you can just put it in your shake. And then I also add a little bit of collagen serum. There's so many things out there in the market that you can use that would really suit your skin. I personally am a very, very big fan of Aesop and Creme de la Mer. Those are the two staple skincare products that I use. In terms of cosmetics, I obviously only use my own products because I created it to target the issues that that I was facing and my clients were facing. So in terms of our liquid magic concealer, that was created to really hydrate underneath your eyes as well as cover. So I mean, I took 2 years to create this formula just so that it doesn't seep into the wrinkles of your eyes, right? So a lot of concealers are very creamy and thick and heavy, and they kind of highlight the imperfections that we don't want to show. So I think in terms of cosmetic products, I only end up using my own. Sorry, especially with lipstick, I couldn't find something out there that was quite like ours.
yeah, that's of course sometimes I do have that problem as well experienced when I put on the foundation it becomes a bit cakey. So yeah, thank
Yes,
you so much for the tip.
no, of
Um
course.
yeah. Sometimes some women tend to overdo makeup until it becomes like too creamy, it actually becomes counterproductive as it they hide their natural beauty. Um,
Exactly.
how what is your advice on how to avoid overdoing makeup?
I think a lot of women, when they start to do their makeup, or from what I've noticed, is that they get into some sort of a panic, right? And they think, I need to do this smoky eye, or I need to do this. And if they don't get it right, they keep, I guess the mental process is not, oh, I just need to enhance my features. It's, I want to change my whole look. And that is not necessarily the right way to feel. I feel like by learning these little tricks, like I, as a makeup artist, I'm very boring. I do the same makeup over and over and over again. I will experiment with lip colors, a little bit of eyeshadow colors. But in terms of my base, I always keep it the same because the more you add on, the more you do, it's not going to be the best reflection of yourself. You want to look, and always keep this in mind, when you're applying makeup, it's not to mask anything. You shouldn't, even if you have a spot or a pimple or a blemish that you want to conceal, yes, you want to conceal that, but you don't want to go above and beyond to a point where you look like a different person. You should never aspire to be someone other than the best version of yourself.
Yes, that's true. It has to reflect who we are at the end of the day. It's not to conceal, it's not to mask who we are. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kirti for sending your message. She said she has no questions at the moment. She said that she just want to say that you're very inspiring, and her
Oh,
favorite, she loves using your makeup,
thank
especially
you.
Bulletproof and Hustler, and she used them for her Zoom meetings. So
Oh,
yeah,
that makes me so happy. Thank you. What was her name? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Kirti,
Kirti,
Kirti
thank you
Dodani.
so much. Thank you. I'm so happy you used Bulletproof and Empowered, two of my favorite shades.
hmm So just to go back to our questions, and of course to our audience, if you have any questions and if you're liking the content, tune in to Ask FEW Anything. We have all these wonderful sessions for women executives and empowered women leaders every Thursday. So moving on with some of the questions, what colors do you usually use to keep things professional? Like, is it advisable to use like always brown, always black, or how about for lipstick or blush or eyeshadow? You can share us.
Okay. So this is a very interesting question because everyone's skin tone is very different, right? So for someone who would suit a really pink tone, I wouldn't. And if you want to keep yourself professional looking, I guess some people actually look really good in a red and it looks very professional on them. Whereas on me, it would look too much. It really depends on your facial features. It really depends on what you're used to. Corals, pinks don't look amazing on me. So I stick to browns, to mauve colors, to just sort of natural nudie tones because I feel like those best complement my hair, my skin. And it really depends on what your skin tone is like. And you know what? If you guys have any questions where you want your personal consultation with me, I actually respond to a lot of people on my own Instagram. So feel free to send me a selfie and I will guide you and direct you on what shades would really suit you based on your skin tone.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. Thank you so much. And you can also reach FEW whenever you have questions, and we'd be happy to refer you to Natasha. And another message. Um, she said she saw you launch your Amazon and your products on Macy. What is it like working with brand partners like Sephora and your expansion in Southeast Asia? And FEW itself is expanding in Southeast Asia as well. So
Oh, that's amazing. Congratulations. Um, I guess it's such an amazing feeling. I really can't put it to words. It's you know, because you're so busy working on every little project. As an entrepreneur, there's so many different departments that I work on. It's not just, okay, this is my brand and this is what I'm going to do. It's literally everything from packaging to manufacturing to product to marketing to PR, every little department I get involved with. So once we actually hit the stores or we hit the retail outlets that we're working with, it it's almost like, oh my gosh, okay, finally. and then you move on, and it's like, what's the next thing? So I think it's really important to appreciate these things because it's so amazing. It's so fabulous that we're able to be, accepted into brands like Sephora, to work with partners like Amazon, to work with Macy's. It was a dream come true once upon a time. And I think reflecting back on how I started is something I've started to do now, just so that I appreciate these moments. And I think being grateful for it is something we lose track of because we're such hustlers. We're always going for it, right? And when it's your baby, you're like, okay, but what's next? This is good, but what's next? How can I do better? How can I do better? So knowing that the amount you've worked and the amount of love you put into your heart and soul, into your brand, and just appreciating those things is so good. And working with brand partners like them is a dream come true, really. I have no words
Yeah.
to describe it. It is a dream come
Mm.
true.
Yes, congratulations. So, we're happy to see your products here in Southeast Asia, and
Yes.
of course, we'll be happy to um, put FEW and have our presence in the Asia Pacific very soon as well, and increasingly in the future. Going back to, of course, the Southeast Asian skin tone, if you notice, do you have any tips on what colors suit the Southeast Asian caramel colored look?
Well, I actually, the reason why I formulated my shades, as I mentioned earlier, was because I was working as a makeup artist. So all my clients were our sort of skin tones. It was like a mix of yellow undertones. And I could not, for the life of me, find a nude or a red or a pink that would suit them. So I would mix my own shades together to create something that was perfectly fitted to my clients, right? And whether that was the Chinese Asian skin tone or the Filipino Asian or the Indian Asian, it was so hard to find something. And once I finally created these shades, I realized I was onto something so much bigger than myself. Because not only, I mean, I don't know how hard it is for you to find a nude that actually suits you and doesn't wash you out. For me, it was the hardest thing to do. And I realized that that was something that a lot of people felt and they were struggling. So creating these shades in general, I think our whole range is catered to our women, right? The Southeast Asian women is catered to them. So every shade, basically whatever shade you see that you think is more up your alley, it will most likely 99% suit your skin tone because of the way that I created them,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank
right?
you
So
so
if you,
much.
yeah.
Is it more of like the brown undertones, or
Well,
can you tell us
it
more?
really, honestly, it depends because all the brown undertones are catered to work for our skin tones, right? But also our reds are made in a way where it's not going to look crazy bright. It's not going to look weird on you. It's going to blend into your skin in a way. Like we have this shade called Conquer, for example, and I know Filipinos love reds, right? Everywhere I go in Manila, everyone is wearing a red, right? My family's born and brought up there. My grandma cannot live without her red lipstick. In fact, one of my shade names is called Money Maker, and it's named after her because she's an all-time hustler. She was the first Indian woman in the Philippines to actually, one of the first few Indian women to start her own business. She's very inspiring. Even at the age of like 70, she was like hardcore working. So Money Maker is a shade that was created for her because it's a red that she wears every single day. She cannot step out of her room without having her makeup on. And that red just really complements her skin tone. And I've noticed that these sort of reds that we created have been made in a way that it complements our skin tones. So then we have this shade called Queen, which is more of an orangey undertone, and it's very hard for us to find orangey red colors that suit us. So we have we have inevitable as well. There's honestly every shade is made for our skin tone.
Yeah, kudos to your grandma, right? She's so empowered at 70,
She is.
still
She is.
hustling and
Oof.
showing her contribution, and still showing her talents with
Mm.
her red lipstick on. Yeah. So we
Yeah.
had another comment. He said, Natasha, will you be holding any more events in Hong Kong?
I would love to once the situation is a little bit more relaxed, I guess, and once I would love to do more events. I miss people. I miss having that community get together. I want people to talk about the product. I want people to get to try the product. So I definitely will be doing something, but I just want to keep everyone at a safe, distance. So I think once things get a little better, we'll definitely look into that. And I hope you'll
That's
be
true.
there for that event.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, safety first, and of course, my some of my colleagues are in Hong Kong, so and
Okay.
headquarters of FEW is in Hong Kong, so we'd love
Okay,
to
fine.
we'd love to participate.
Yeah, we'll have you at some event for sure.
Mm-hmm. And how about do you have a lot of like online events yourself so far?
I've been doing a lot of lives also to try and empower women and just get some stories across. I think, I actually have my own Do More initiative, which was my charity based initiative, which I founded with the pure purpose of making women feel good. That's how I started it, right? So visiting these women's shelters, drug and rehab facilities, homeless shelters, that's how Do More came about. And what I realized with all my travels was it's not just women that I want to empower. I think a lot of children, a lot of men, a lot of people seek some sort of inspiration for themselves. And so I started visiting orphanages. I felt like people weren't doing a lot in this space. And if I was a way to be a voice, I would do that. So I visited orphanages, I worked with special needs kids just to try and empower and inspire them, but also to inspire people who are watching me to do good things, right? I think kindness is the most important thing, and giving back is key, right? It's so important, and we lose track of this a lot of the time. So Do More started with this whole purpose of making people feel beautiful and empowered and confident, but also being comfortable in their own skin, right? And so one of the things that I've started to do during this COVID period is I've been trying to empower women who have smaller businesses, who don't really have a way of getting their names out there or getting their story or their message. So on my platform, I use my voice to kind of introduce them to people, or I kind of mentor people on their business strategies on how to get them out there, or even just, if someone's doing a good service, promote that service on my platform, and it shows how much business they get in return. And that's sort of my way of doing more again, right? I'm not able to visit the orphanages right now. I'm not able to go visit women's shelters with our situation, but it's really important to be able to give back somehow, and this is my way of doing so. So just as being as an entrepreneur, just I think in the beginning also I felt I'm only 30 years old. Why would someone listen to me and take my advice? Because I'm always thinking there's so much more to me that I can do. I'm not at the level that I'm at. But there are people who don't even know how to begin or don't even know how to start, and they need some sort of guidance. And that's what I've been doing a lot of recently. So, yeah.
Amazing. It's lovely to hear how you've been impacting people in general, not just women entrepreneurs, but also children with your I saw one of your projects is like soulmate. Yeah,
Yes.
empowering children as well. So that's
Yes.
amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
and of course, FEW is also here for in line with your purpose and empowering women entrepreneurs and mentoring them. And I'm happy that we're able to align our visions that way. So going back on like um our topic on beauty and women executives, what's your tip on women who's always on the go and doesn't have long makeup sessions for themselves, how to pamper themselves with all these um, work demands and um, their own like personal personal agenda, how to maintain looking pampered and well put together.
Hi, women. I'm one of you. So I'm actually one of those women. I know it looks like I take a lot of time. Also, the perception of as a makeup artist, people are always going to say, "Oh, wow, how long did you do your makeup? How long did it take you?" It honestly takes me 10 to 15 minutes maximum to do a heavy look, right? Like today I have an event to go to, and it took me 15 minutes to do my makeup. It takes me longer to do my hair, but it's just about learning the techniques. And again, it goes back to the whole idea of not stressing yourself out about overdoing your look, right? So if you have a good mascara, good eyeliner, good concealer, your base is done, contour is done, you're good to go. Your lips is your for me, I feel like as soon as my lipstick is on, everything feels complete, right? And that's why I launched with Molten Mattes being the first staple product in my brand, because it does not come off at all, right? And I think as a woman who's on the go all the time, this is what personally gives me confidence is I wear the mask and I know that my lipstick is not going to be all over my face, because you don't have time. Imagine you get to a meeting, you're sweating, walking outside, and you take it off. You want to make sure that your face is on point. And a lot of women, and this has happened to me before, right? If you wear a gloss, a balm, you take off your mask and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't have a mirror. How do I know if I look okay? I'm talking to this person. Is there lipstick in my teeth? Is there, all these things kind of influence you and perhaps make you, you're not able to do as well as you could on an interview or at a meeting because you're constantly thinking about these little things. So that confidence factor is something that's so important, and so it goes so understated, right?
Yeah, and thank you so much for mentioning. Yeah, we do forget sometimes our masks and how like it messes with our makeup
It
unintentionally. So
really does.
yeah, so it's good to check and of course have good products for that. Yeah, so thank you for
Yeah.
reminding.
And a
Yeah.
lot of women also come up to me like, I give my lipsticks out to so many people. It's almost like it's a disease. I have a problem of over giving my products because it makes me so happy to see women wear it. So a lot of the restaurants I go to, when the women are wearing the masks, they're like, oh, your eyelashes are so pretty, or they'll say your lipstick look nice. And I'm like, oh yeah, but they're molten matte. So, and then I'll end up giving them one and they're like, oh, I've been wanting to wear lipstick and I can't wear lipstick because it smudges. And you can see that confidence level suddenly drop when they take off their mask. They're like, yeah, I'm not wearing lipstick today, but I love lipstick. And they work in a restaurant, they want to be on their A game when they take off their mask. I mean, not while they're serving, but when they take off their mask, they want to still feel good. And they're not able to do that because some people really feel that power through lipstick. So that's something I came across and realized, like, wow, we're really onto something here. Makeup is power.
That's true, and it confidence is power as well, and it's good that we have these tools like makeup to enhance our confidence, enhance our power,
Exactly.
and yeah. So shout out to Sherry. She just commented the FEW event she attended was very inspiring. So we're happy that you attended our event and you found it inspiring. We'll have more soon, so stay tuned on our social media platform so that you will stay updated with our next event. So how about like a few do's and don'ts? So I will say this will be a little game. I will say a makeup technique or color, and you will say if this is a do or a don't for women executives. So let's start.
Sounds
Um,
good.
cat eyeliner.
Don't.
Why? I see a lot of women do that. Sometimes me. Okay,
You
that's a
know, you
mistake.
know what? A cat eyeliner is wonderful, but do you know the stress that comes with doing a perfect cat eyeliner for every woman? The amount that you will stress if you mess that up before a meeting, right? If I'm just putting it out there, your whole mood will be off because you'll be late. And it's not as necessary as you think. There are tricks that you can do to lift up your eyes, but to do a full-on
Mhm,
cat eyeliner, um, it can also come across as a little bit too sultry for a work event, depending on how much you do. So I am a
mhm,
fan of the look of it, but I'm also a fan of subtle, right? So in terms
mhm.
of work, it shouldn't be like, whew, like a big cat eyeliner. So there's so many things, so many reasons why I would say probably don't avoid it. There's other things that you can do to enhance your features.
Can you tell us more about other techniques to lift your eye
To lift your eye.
for an?
So,
Mhm.
I don't know if you ever face it. Maybe you're a professional cat eyeliner expert, but when you're drawing cat eyeliner, it has to be perfect on one eye and the other, right? You can't have it misbalanced in any way.
Yeah,
right?
I
So
do have that
one of the
problem.
one right,
Mhm.
like most people do. And if they draw it too thick, then you erase it, then you're stressing. Or when you draw it too thin, I mean, some women are amazing at it, some women go over the top. One of the tricks that I
Mhm.
have is I actually use a eyebrow brush, and I dip my eyebrow, I dip it into, what do you call it, into my pencil, and I just sort of, because it's at an angle, I just sort of lift it so you can shape it to your eyes and just lift it up, and that creates that smudgy effect, right, which also pulls up your eyes, which is what I did today, right? I just did it so subtle that you can't even tell. Another trick is, to make your eyes look a little bit deeper, is to always put, I mean, I know we all pretty much know the two-tone eyeshadow thing, but if you
Mhm.
put a darker color over on your outer lid, right, and you define your crease, what that's going to do is create depth in your eyes, and that's going to give your eyes a lot more fullness, and it'll make it look bigger, but it'll also make it look very ready to go, rather than just having one
Mhm.
plain color, right? So if you
Yeah,
see what
sure.
I did today, I just created a very, it's so subtle, I don't know if you can see it, but it's so
Yeah, we
subtle.
can
So a
see
little
it.
darker here, and then a mid-tone here, and then just lighter, but very subtle, that you don't see the difference in each stage. You just see it
Mhm.
blending together.
You look amazing, and it's also visible in a Zoom call. So yeah,
Is
we'll
it?
try that
Okay.
in our next. Yes. Um. Okay. Next item: contour. Is it a do or a
Yes.
don't?
Do.
Okay. And then highlighting. Is it a do or a don't?
I like highlighting. Okay, you want me to answer do or don't?
Okay, go
Do.
ahead.
Do. I can
Please,
explain more
you
of
can
it.
explain further. Of
I can,
course.
okay, I love highlighting. I think it's beautiful because the reason why you highlight is you want the features that you like the most to be prominent, right? So I've actually highlighted right below my brow bone, on the tip of my nose, and just above my cheeks. Can you see?
Yeah, we can see, and it's a good reflector when you put the light on, as we talked about earlier. Lights in front of
Exactly.
you, and you put on that highlighter, then that emphasizes
It
your.
just gives you that glow, right? And a highlighter can do that, but it also just makes you look very fresh. So I am a fan of highlighter, depending on the type of highlighter also.
Mhm. Okay, so next question. You can of course just answer do and don't, and explain if you have any explanation. Next
Okay.
item is um lash extensions.
I was a big fan of lash extensions. Huge. I could not live without it. I would, so my schedule used to be every 3 days, land in Hong Kong, fly out. Land in Hong Kong, fly out. So I was in Hong Kong 3 days in 1 month. And in those 3 days that I would land for one day, I would run to get my nails done, and I would run to get my lashes done. That's it. I was a proper obsessed eyelash person. And then when I landed in Hong Kong in March, and I ended up getting COVID and staying in the hospital, I was going to say hotel, hospital for 34 days, all my lashes obviously fell out, right? And women that were, or people that were in the lockdown, they also had horrible nails and lashes. And what I realized, even though I formulated my own mascara already, I was still doing the lash extensions. I realized how thick my lashes used to be and how much it affected my lashes as soon as I took them off. So since March, I completely stopped lash extensions, and I've been working on growing my own lashes. And of course, because I launched such an amazing product that I'd worked on for so many years, our More Power mascara, I was like, you know what? I don't need it. I just need this mascara to make my lashes look, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but to make it
Mhm.
really pop, right? So, and now when I see people with lash extensions, I don't like it anymore. I find it too fake. And I find that it just drags the eyes down. And I don't know if that's
Mhm.
just a personal thing, or if I'm just manipulated by my amazing mascara, or if I really genuinely like a little bit more of a natural look now. So my answer for that
Mhm.
is don't.
Okay, yeah. People can try and then see for themselves as well if like lash extensions suit them. But yeah, amazingly, thank you so much for sharing that. It's a do for people to have like um
Mascara
a thick.
or
and good mascara and lashes. Okay. So, how about like drop blush? Do you know, like when I see people like putting blush all over like their nose and the front part of their face, is it a do or don't? Have you encountered this
the
technique?
very wrong thing to do. Actually, the first thing I learned in makeup school was one of the first things was blush placement, because a lot of the times we put blush on the apples of our cheeks like this, right? And what blush
Mhm.
can do is change the way your face shape looks. It's all about illusion, right? Makeup is illusion. And by putting it here, you're going to make yourself look round and cheeky, which works for some people. But for me, I would just look like the moon. It would be too round. So my blush placement is always over here because I want to achieve this lifting effect. And
Mhm.
putting it on your nose, I think that's a very, honestly, I think that's a very Filipino thing because my mom and my grandma both do it, and it irritates me. They put so much blush on their nose, and they're like, "This is my blush on," and I'm, "Oh my god, please don't put it on your nose. It's the please. Why would you want a red nose
Yeah,
unless
but
you want
personally,
to do a Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer look? No blush
yeah,
on your nose, please."
November is coming up soon, so maybe it's a costume. It works
Maybe it's
as
a
a
Halloween
costume.
thing, a
Yeah,
Halloween
but they
Christmas
also
look.
like, yeah, I think it works for like people who want to look cute. I guess that it's not very suitable for like a working professional. I see it a
Yeah,
lot in like Korean makeup
I mean,
trends.
yeah, it's a Korean style makeup look, but there's a lot of Korean style makeup looks that are great for them, but doesn't necessarily enhance the womanly features that we want to, especially in a professional space, right? We don't want to look cute. I think if I had a meeting and someone said, "Oh, you look cute," I would be like, "Oh, that's not the right look today." But to a certain extent, you want to look, put together. You want to look classic. You want to look elegant. Um, Maybe you want to look elegant with a touch of cool, right? Which is what I was trying to go for today with the pearls and the leather.
You look cool, definitely. It
Thank
works.
you.
Okay, so last item, how about smoky eyes?
Smoky eyes is a do if you do it right. Um, Smoky eyes is something that a lot of people get very nervous to do because a lot of the times people say they look like a raccoon when they do it because they're not doing it the correct way. And it again goes back to the less is more. You can create a smoky effect without completely penciling your whole eye, right? So one of the things that I always do, and I love doing this, is I actually filmed this yesterday, so I'll be uploading a tutorial, is to apply your liner on your lash line as close to your lash line as possible. Doesn't have to be straight. And I use our Call It Magic pencil liner. That's the best to use a pencil liner, right? Any pencil liner, but I use that one. Apply it on. Take a eyeshadow brush, one that has maybe like a little bit of a crease, and then just blend that out, right? And you can create it on the depth areas that I was telling you, and then just kind of do the same at the bottom, and you'll get a very soft, elegant smoky, and that looks really good.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing. We'll try that. So that's the last of our questions. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Don't forget to tune in to our Ask FEW Anything sessions every Thursday. And thank you also, Natasha, for
Thank
joining us
you.
today and sharing your expertise in makeup and how to look better on our Zoom calls and meetings in general. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And
Thank
just
you
to
so much.
announce our Natasha Cosmetics winner giveaway, Angie, congratulations and thank you so much for joining us today as well. We'll contact you later on how you will get to claim your prize. So that's all. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Don't forget to subscribe to FEW YouTube channel and also to click on the link in the description below to be an FEW member. So thank you so
Perfect.
much.
Thank you
Bye.
so much. Bye.